We have Chris and Jeff.
Tony, I'd take you do anything to save her life.
Of course.
Even if it meant going to prison for several years.
I do absolutely anything.
I think you can. I am certain. If you tell the police exactly the right story.
The right story.
Listen, Tony. I've been working this out for weeks. Just in case it came to this, it may be her only chance.
Let's have it.
You have to tell the police that you hired Swain to murder her.
What are you talking about?
It's all right, Tony. I've been writing this stuff for years. I know what I'm doing. Margaret was convicted because no one would believe her story. Prosecution made out that she was telling one lie after another, and the jury believed it. But what did this case amount to? Only 3 things. My letter, her stalking, and the idea that because no key was found on Swain, she must have let him in herself. Now, Swain is dead. You can tell any story you like about him. You could say that you did know him, that you met him, and worked out the whole thing together. Now the blackmail. Swain was only suspected of blackmail for 2 reasons. Because my letter was found in his pocket, and because you saw him the day Margaret's bag was stolen.
Well?
You can tell the police that you saw him at Victoria. That the whole thing was an invention of yours to try to connect him with the letter.
But the letter was found in his pocket.
Because you put it there.
You mean I should pretend that I stole her handbag?
Sure, you should have.
But why?
Because you wanted to find out who was writing to you. When you read my letter, you were so mad, you decided to teach her a lesson.
I can't say that I wrote those blackmail notes.
Why not? No one could prove that you didn't.
All right, I stole her bag and blackmailed her. What else?
You kept my letter and planted on Swain after he'd been killed.
Wait a minute. When could I have done that?
After you got back from the party. And before the police arrived. At the same time, you took one of Margaret's stockings from the mending basket and substituted it for whether Swain had used.
Max, I know you're trying to help, but can you imagine anyone believing this?
You gotta make them believe it.
But I wouldn't know what to say. You'd have to come with me.
No. I couldn't do that. They know the stuff I write. If they suspected we talked this out, they wouldn't even listen. They mustn't know I've been.
Max, it's ridiculous. Why should I want to murder Margaret?
Oh, one of the stock motives. Had Margaret made a will?
Yes, I believe she had.
Are you the main beneficiary?
I suppose so.
Well, there you are.
But thousands of husbands and wives leave money to each other without watering each other. The police wouldn't believe a word of it. They take it for exactly what it is. A husband desperately trying to save his wife.
Well, it's worth a try. They can't hang you for planning a murder that never came off. Face it, the most you get is a few years in prison.
Thanks very much.
And you would have saved her life. That doesn't seem too big of a price.
scene. All right. Had a lot going on there. So talk about what you were doing. Chris, talk about what you were doing.
Huh?
Talk about what you were doing.
Well, mostly for the first half of the scene, I was mostly in power because it was kind of like a long rant of me talking down to him about what he's going to do in order to save his wife. So most of the time I was standing while he was sitting, and
So you were using
levels.
levels.
And I moved downstage, taking power. Moving back and forth as kind of like movement to draw more attention towards me.
And Jeff, what were you doing to help?
At times I could be sitting down, maybe looking down a little bit towards him, facing him, so everyone would be focused on him. And if I was to walk down stage, I would attempt to face him while talking, and then turn my back to him, so they in the audience would shift their focus towards him.
And what do we call that when he he turns around to shift the audience towards the upstage character? Giving. So he was taking the scene by going into the back. He was trying to take the scene, but when you finally turned around, that's you giving it to him. You giving him all of the attention. Okay, good. Keep talking.
Keep talking.
Mm-hmm. I noticed some sharing. Talk about the sharing.
Oh, Sharon, sorry. At the beginning, well, at first it was Sharon, and then it kind of quickly went to me having the power. And then towards the end, it was kind of a sharing because it was equal ground because we agreed on a plan.
And me making like faint attempts to try to get more dominant and trying to hide off.
Even while we were like in the same line, on the same level, we still used our heads to shift focus. While one was talking, they would have their head up, while the other was like down, thinking, or pondering.
Okay. Jeff, did you intentionally use facing the audience, or did it just happen?
I think it was a mixture of both, but yeah, I think I planned on it.
Where, do you remember where you did that?
I sort of planned on facing off like right near the end, saying that just to get more of their attention, because if I had my back turned and I was facing him, I don't think the line would have just really been more focused on them.
Okay.
If that sounds.
It does. Jeff, at one point you did taking out a scene. Can you talk about when you did that and why you did it?
Taking out of the scene.
Yes.
Yeah, well, when I was my back turned to him, I was taking out scenes.
When one character's upstage, in the back, upstage, and they turn around to give the focus to the downstage character, which you did, and it seemed pretty, to me it seemed pretty obvious that you turned around and you stayed facing the wall for a while. Do you have that written down when you did it, and why at that point did you make that extreme gesture?
Well, yeah, I do have it written down.
Yeah, when did you do that? Because of all the things that you do in blocking on stage to give focus to the audience, that's a big one. Taking out a scene is like the most obvious. Hey, pay attention to that guy. I'm gonna look at the wall. Just no, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I think
guy.
it was like Dawn point when Max was stating out his plan and everything, so I wanted them to focus more on what he was trying to say. So I would have my lines, I would add him an occasion, maybe turn around and try to get the mic, then turn my back once
Okay.
again, so they would focus on it.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yeah, woo, woo.
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris, you got the chair!
Strike.
You promised, Chris.
You had one job!
Chris?
Okay, I think we only have one group left because I might have put Jeff and Chris, I accidentally put them back. So the last group is Elizabeth and her fabulous partner.
Woo! Yeah.
Huh?
Is it you?
Simply the most talented person in the room, besides Elizabeth, of course.
Hey, can I quiz you guys?
Yeah, she's the one to get quizzed. I'm just
You got this. I believe in
got
you.
this.
Guys, can we be realistic for a second? Who's talented person that was Jesus? Really?
Oh.
He rose from the dead.
Can you, Josh, can you stop the recording and then start it again when we get up there? Because each one's its own.
That's a creepy laugh.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Stop
stop it.
Huh?
What do you want me doing?
Just push the silver button on the left-hand side of it to stop it.
Silver button on left side.
I'm sorry, the right side, stage left. There's like a big button.